Ja, we zijn hier vandaag op Gamescom en we zitten hier met Brjánn Sigurgeirsson van Image and Form. En Nathan gaan een leuk interview afnemen voor jullie om te kijken over de nieuwe game SteamWorld Dig 2. Dus Nathan, aan jou het woord en good luck with the interview, Brjánn.
Finally, after 1 year and a half, I think, since SteamWorld Heist.
Yeah, it is. That's right.
It's been alright,
Yeah.
but we haven't seen too much yet, I believe, from SteamWorld Dig 2.
No, there is no game. I mean, like, it's just a PR ploy, right? It's just to keep, because we're fed up with game development now. We're into stamp collection instead. That's what we're doing. No, actually, the game is coming out really, really soon. So SteamWorld Dig 2 is, obviously, it's a sequel to SteamWorld Dig, but it is a standalone sequel. So you don't have to have played SteamWorld Dig, the original, to understand SteamWorld Dig 2 or enjoy it. And you don't have to play SteamWorld Dig again just before getting SteamWorld Dig 2, because they're that much standalone. But it's definitely connected. It's... the protagonist this time is Dorothy, who was also in SteamWorld Dig. And it's the best game we've ever made. Because SteamWorld Dig, we made that, and when we made it, it was a new game, a new type of game. It's like you dig, that's nothing new. You have the Metroidvania stuff, that's nothing new. But like if you combine it the way we combined that game, it was a completely new experience. SteamWorld Dig 2 obviously builds on SteamWorld Dig, and that makes it a sequel, but there are so many things that are new in SteamWorld Dig 2 that it's by far the best game we've made.
I know from the original SteamWorld Dig that the levels, the mines, whatever, those are procedurally generated, and this time the levels are handcrafted. Can you tell us a little bit more about, the procedure of designing such a level? Because it's something new, I believe.
Yeah, it's new, and the main reason why it's now handcrafted instead of procedurally generated, and it's a very good catch that you know that, Nathan. That's really cool. Because when we made SteamWorld Dig, we used procedural content because we were mainly programmers and graphic artists, no level designers at that time. And since then, we have 2 full-time level designers, and they're so good, right? So they have spent thousands of hours in this game just perfecting everything. There's a reason why Nintendo doesn't do procedurally generated stuff. It's all handcrafted. And I can see it now. I thought it was really cool that we could do it with SteamWorld Dig, and we also did that in SteamWorld Heist. It was procedurally generated. The spaceships in SteamWorld Heist were sort of put together randomly, within parameters, of course. And I thought it was cool that we could do it. But when you compare it to something like this, then in SteamWorld Dig 2, we have puzzles that are so intricate, that are so beautiful, and they're so difficult and clever at the same time, and you can't do that with procedural content. You need to sort of generalize a little bit there. But all the caves, all the missions, all the stuff, yeah, it's just handmade.
It must have taken a lot of work. How long is the game?
It's about this long. SteamWorld Dig was about this long, so it's about this long. It's if you're talking about gameplay hours, obviously it depends on who is playing, right? And also which playthrough you are playing. Is it like your first playthrough, or is it your second, or is it your third or 34th, or are you a speedrunner, or do you want to collect all the stuff? If you're a completionist for this game, and I'm a completionist, and I'm not very fast, I completed the entire game. I'm not going to go in. There's more to that answer, actually. But I completed as much as I could in the game in 35 hours or so. 35, yeah. But then I'm doing everything in the game.
According to Julius, it was you're able to finish the game in an hour if you're really fast.
Apparently, someone is trying to go below an hour, and we're talking a world-class speedrunner. They're not yet under 1 hour, and that was the thing with SteamWorld Dig, the original. I thought that here's a game. It takes me 5 hours to finish it. Okay, so it's a 5-hour game. The world record of speedrunning SteamWorld Dig is now just over 22 minutes, right? And I'm watching those guys play, and 22 minutes, that means you can actually sit and watch it like this. It's like watching like an episode of Rick and Morty or something like that. You can watch it like for entertainment, 22 minutes. I think like an hour of speedrunning SteamWorld Dig 2, yeah, I wouldn't stand around to watch someone play it for 1 hour. But I think probably a really, really, really fast speedrunner is going to be around the hour mark. We are hoping to involve a lot of speedrunning communities in SteamWorld Dig 2 because there are going to be so many different ways that you can attack the game. You can use so many different tactics and strategies. So it'll be really interesting to see what is the fastest way to complete this game. You remember the end of SteamWorld Dig. It's like Rusty sort of just disappears, vanishes under a massive rubble of stones and dirt. And the last thing Dorothy says in the game is like, I'm sure he's down there somewhere. So that's her mission in this game. But the interesting thing is that is why she goes on this quest. But like so many things in life, like you decide you want to do this one thing, and then something happens kind of on the side of that thing, and then there's something on the side of that thing, and you think, I'm just going to do these things, and then you meet some lady and you get kids, and suddenly you're somewhere else in life, right? It's the same thing with SteamWorld Dig 2, that it would be such an easy objective if that was the only thing. Find this guy and the game is over. You will notice when you play the full game later that I think we've managed to come up with a beautiful sort of distraction along the way that, yeah.
You're very good at distracting, eh?
Yeah. Or I get very easily distracted. Maybe nobody else will do.
Yeah. Okay. So this is the first time we see a SteamWorld game on Switch. And obviously it's a totally different system than a 3DS or Wii U. What kind of unique features are you using in SteamWorld Dig 2 on Switch?
I'm not sure if I can talk about it. It's that sounds ridiculous after having talked so much, but we're using some specific stuff, yes.
Yeah, but things like HD rumble and or something, split Joy-Cons or no, nothing. You have nothing to say?
Over the microphone? Yes, we are using some specific stuff.
Well, I think it's about time, so we have to wrap it up.
Yeah.
Any final answers? For what? Do you have any final things you want to say?
I want to thank you for being so wonderful, and you guys too. And also to your followers and your listeners and viewers. I think you should give SteamWorld Dig 2 a go because chances are it's the best game you will ever have played. It certainly is the best game I've ever played. So, yeah, thank you very much.
Dat was het dan weer. Bedankt voor het kijken. Tot de volgende keer.